Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. There's a chart analyst who is very well known in the world of crypto, broadly speaking. Over 100,000 followers on social media platform X, and last I checked, he had over 385,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel, where he shares his perspectives on technical analysis and the like. And he has XRP derangement syndrome. He says that XRP should not be in your portfolio because reasons. I'm going to share with you exactly what he said, but it's interesting because now he's changing his tune a little bit. Here's a headline from the Daily Hodl. XRP has the potential to surge higher, says crypto analyst Jason Pizzino, but there's a catch. And so it's kind of interesting. Now, I saw at least one comment from him way earlier in the year, which I think I have lined up for this video, where he's like, yeah, XRP could go higher, but so do other coins. And like, something to that effect. And I'm just sitting there thinking, what in the ever-loving hell is your malfunction here? And I know the answer. It's XRP derangement syndrome. People just despise it for whatever irrational reason they have. Oh, it's the banker's coin, this or that, which is hilarious because that's an old narrative from a decade ago. But now, arguably, Bitcoin is the banker's coin, if anything, adopted on an institutional level. So those arguments, you don't see them levied as much towards XRP because they just don't hold any water, very obviously here. But Jason Pizzino, it's just interesting because he's an analyst who is otherwise, for good reason, respected, has a huge following because he's good at what he does. I do mean that. He really actually is, which is why it just stands out like a sore thumb. The fact that there's this one thing, this one coin, he's like, but that one doesn't make sense. I mean, think about it. Could you actually tell me with a straight face that it doesn't make sense to have broad exposure to the crypto asset class, especially if you're talking about the top 10 coins out of over 20,000 coins in existence? Like, don't hold one of the ones in the top 10? No, you hate it because you're irrational. And it's a disservice. It's just, how are you so frequently correct on everything else, but so disastrously wrong and blind when it comes to XRP? Your bias bleeds into what you're telling your audience of hundreds of thousands of people, and I'm here to highlight that. You're free. Everybody's free to say what they want, and if you're going to have, an opinion that is controversial, you should expect it to be pushed back against. And I get pushed back against every day, which is perfectly fine. I welcome it. I like diverse viewpoints, so on and so forth, as long as people are tactful. But my gosh, this one's just completely ridiculous. Now, mind you, this is at a time when XRP has been dramatically outperforming the market over like the last couple months or so. And even CoinDesk, which historically despises XRP, has even they're acknowledging it. Like, look at this headline from August 19th. First Mover Americas, XRP outperforms as digital assets start week in the red. Now, that had to hurt them to their soul to write something like that. We call them FUD desk in the XRP community for a reason. But even they're acknowledging this. And that's why it's so interesting. Jason Pizzino, and I'll show you as we get a little bit further in the video. I mean, he's now saying XRP could hit $3. Now, of course, that's not a new all-time high, but for him to acknowledge, well, yeah, it could go way higher from where it is now. Hedging your bets there much? You just, you wrote some silly things about XRP, maybe having some second thoughts about that? Maybe thinking that you're going to have some egg on your face? Yeah, that's exactly what this is. Look at this headline, too. Cointelegraph isn't typically friendly to XRP either, although sometimes. They're not as bad as FUD desk. Here's a headline from August 23rd, just yesterday. Is XRP bottoming out versus Bitcoin? Chart fractal mirrors 500% rally setup. No way! You're telling me that every other analyst under the sun who doesn't have XRP derangement syndrome has said about how when XRP is priced poorly against Bitcoin, historically, that's been the time when it actually goes to the upside? You're telling me that? And then there's this, and even from Binance. Look at this. XRP outperforms market with significant gains, and this is August 20th, highlighting that for this time period, XRP was number 2 out of the top 100 coins. And there are other things I've highlighted recently. If you've been following me, you may recall that there's a time period, maybe it was from like somewhere towards the beginning part of July towards about a month later. XRP was like, I think even for that period, you can fact check me, it's fine. It could be a little off, just be intellectually honest. But I think it was something like XRP was like number 2 out of the top 125 coins at that point in time. Either way, whatever the actual numbers are, the point is You're not finding people disputing XRP's dramatically, not a little bit, but dramatically outperforming. This wasn't supposed to happen. XRP's not supposed to be in your portfolio. That's what Jason Pizzino has said. Look at this. It's a post from Jason Pizzino. August 7th this year, XRP holders playing the 7-year waiting game. And then he wrote, when in doubt, zoom out should never be applied to XRP. It's not a good look. So there you go. Like, it's hilarious. The concept, when in doubt, zoom out, it applies because it makes sense without specifically speaking about an asset. The concept in charting makes sense, right? But then it magically doesn't for this one thing that historically he has hated for years. It just happened. The logic applies everywhere but for XRP. Folks, XRP derangement syndrome. There's a reason I call it that. It is XRP derangement syndrome. It applies everywhere, but not XRP. Because reasons, folks. As always, it's because reasons. When in doubt, zoom out. Exactly. Even a period like this, 7 years in the scheme of things, it'll be nothing. If you zoom out sufficiently, even this will look like nothing. Wait till this market cycle's over anyway. I still suspect the best is yet ahead here. Then there was this post. Somebody responded to him and said, why make a post just to put others down? We need to have each other's backs. We are all in the same space together. Jason Pizzino responded, and he said, money doesn't care about emotions. Having someone back is showing them what they might not want to see, not making them feel better about poor choices. That is such garbage. I just got to call it what it is. And I know this guy can't help it. His mind's infected with the syndrome, the XRP derangement syndrome. Really, he's a victim here. He is the victim here, right? He's the victim. But I got to tell you that the idea that it doesn't make sense to have a top 10 coin, like even just some percentage of your portfolio invested in that, I don't see how that is the case. What do you have against broad exposure investment strategy? It works in the stock market with the S&P 500. It's worked for me in crypto, having broad exposure, since you don't know what's going to go and when, and you don't know if the SEC is going to attack this or that. But it just doesn't make sense for XRP. It just doesn't make sense. And to have a coin like XRP that's been around for over a decade, and always in the top 10, that's the one we shouldn't trust? That makes sense? No, the whole world disagrees with you, Jason Pizzino. The whole world of investment, or else it wouldn't be in the top 10, especially not after an SEC attack. The whole world of investment disagrees with you and all of your kind. It's so obvious. His posts will age like a fine milk. Now he's hedging his bets a little bit, but let me highlight this first. This is one of the better ones. He's very blunt here. Undeserved confidence on this. Check this out. March 10th. I talked about it at the time. I mean, look, and again, if you've got a massive following, you're going to share silly ideas, don't expect to not have your ideas challenged. It's not on a personal level. And I'm giving him credit where it's due. He has a well-deserved following outside of this anyway. He makes a lot of sense. He has a reasonable perspective. But here, for some reason, this one thing he doesn't. But here he blatantly stated it. XRP does not belong in your crypto portfolio ever. Even if it pumps this cycle, XRP must do over 2,600% to break even against Bitcoin value from 2017 peak. Last cycle, it managed 500% and is now at risk of breaking the SEC lawsuit low, just 30% away. The only benefit to influencers talking about XRP is there is still a huge audience that wants to hear about the project and hopeful price projects that never come true. Below are just pure charts, data, and facts. The risk is on you if you buy. And again, the whole world is screaming at you XRP makes sense, or it would not have stayed in the top 10 this whole time. But you must be the fool. You're not looking at the data. No, I'm looking at the data. I'm looking at the entirety of the world of speculators saying, yeah, we think XRP makes sense, as proven by its current position. And you can look at the increase in wallet size. You can look at an endlessly increasing number of projects being built on the XRP ledger, even though it doesn't have smart contract functionality, which makes it that much more impressive. But you just want to pretend like none of that's real. Okay. And then he got cocky here and he said, bookmark and reshare to see what the response is from XRP bag holders. I promise they won't want to hear this. So yeah, I bookmarked it. You're in my future dunks tab. Absolutely. I mean, it's the future from when I bookmarked it. But so I'm just documenting the journey at this point here. And it's not that I don't want to hear. No, I do want to hear dissenting viewpoints. But I also want to and do have the opportunity, as I'm doing here, to critique them. Because it's a bad idea. And I'm just absolutely going to call it what it is. He also wrote here, trading versus investing. Understand the difference. And he shared this chart, XRP versus gold. Those that invested, he put in quotes, invested in XRP since 2018 have had a negative return after 6 years. So there you go, selectively picking data. I don't know, what about someone like me that has an average buy-in of 25 cents? Now, look, obviously, XRP has been heavily impacted by the SEC stuff, but I'm still up. What are you talking about, Jason? You're just selectively picking a time range that helps to support your bogus XRP derangement syndrome narrative. Then he says, sure, XRP might go up during a bull market, but so does Bitcoin and altcoins. Okay, so it makes sense to have Bitcoins and other altcoins. They all go up, but this one that also you say will go up doesn't make sense to have because of reasons. Gotcha! What the hell is this stuff here? And so that brings us to the latest. XRP has the potential to surge higher, says crypto analyst Jason Pizzino. And so look, he's not saying that it's even going to hit a new all-time high, fine. But it looks to me like he might be hedging his bets a little bit because he wasn't talking about this half a year ago. It's just going to keep trending towards zero, remember? Except it hasn't been doing that. And now he sees the data. He sees that it has been outperforming almost the entire market. Large cap coins, mid cap coins, over the last couple months. It absolutely has. And it's at such a predictable point. I mean, I was saying this for the months leading up to this. When XRP looks in quote unquote like this poor against Bitcoin, so on and so forth, that's the moment when it starts to do that. And wouldn't you know it, the last couple months, doing what history would tell us we should expect. Reads as follows. A closely followed crypto analyst is saying that XRP is showing potential for a massive breakout. In a new video update, crypto strategist Jason Pizzino tells his 332,000 YouTube subscribers that XRP, the token used to operate Ripple Labs' payments platform, could soar to as high as $3. However, the analyst warns that XRP is facing a lot of upside resistance and that it needs to significantly outperform against Bitcoin to reach its historic higher levels. And he said, quote, I think XRP still has the potential to go up. Having said that, and folks, let me just pause here. I just showed you where he said it shouldn't be in your portfolio. And then he says, I think XRP still has potential to go up. Having said that, it needs to triple against Bitcoin just to get back to its price of 5 years ago. Pause. So does that mean that there's more opportunity in Bitcoin if you buy Bitcoin today or XRP? Which one presents the more opportunity? Damn, this is why we cannot have nice things. This is why we cannot have nice things. Then he says, so you can see August 2019. We're currently August 2024. And from the current price roughly tripling, so 200%, a tripling there, to get back to those previous prices. So it can go up. Maybe it goes from 60 cents, it triples to $1.80. Maybe it goes even further, because Bitcoin is going up at the same time, and it goes to $3 to previous old all-time high. Maybe. It's a very, very big maybe. Oh, so now it's possible, though. It shouldn't be in your portfolio, but hey, by the way, maybe it does go to a new all-time high. Hedging your bets, son. I see what you're doing here. And then he says, you've got a lot of overhead resistance here. And then you start to look further back. Even more overhead resistance and more overhead resistance. And this becomes almost insignificant of where it currently is. And so there you go. And there he is on your screen right there. The man himself. A man. Well respected. And I'd say for good reasons, to be fair. In the world of crypto. But also a man with XRP derangement syndrome. And for that reason, today, he has my sympathy. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.